Hey, Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. It is so wonderful to be back with you. Well, welcome to Saturday's show. Every Saturday we gather here and have a Saturday night seance. So if you're new here, welcome to Spirit Channel, and I hope you'll join us each week for our Saturday seance. And before I forget it, make sure to hit that like button, thumbs up this video, favorite it, share with your friends, and hit subscribe. Be part of our channel so you'll always be able to be here each week and know what's going on. Well, welcome to Spirit Channel. My name is Bob Hickman, and for those of you who are new here, I am a full-time professional psychic medium. As a medium, I am a clairvoyant and a clairaudience and a trance medium. Trance is spelled Trance. And the phase of mediumship we're going to do today is called trance mediumship. And that's where I go into a trance state and spirits speak through me and bring messages to all of you. But before we get into that, I thought I would just share a little bit of a reading here for you from the book we've been studying, The Philosophy of Spiritualism. I am a proud member of the SNU, the Spiritualist National Union. There's my badge right there. I'm a card-carrying spiritualist. And so this book is based on the 7 principles of spiritualism. And I'll read over the 7 principles real quickly. The 7 principles of spiritualism, which you can see right there, are number 1. Well, you could paraphrase these by saying, we believe in, number 1, the fatherhood of God. Number 2, the brotherhood of man. Number 3, the communion of spirits and the ministry of angels. Number 4, the continuous existence of the human soul. Number 5, personal responsibility. Number 6, compensation and retribution hereafter for all the good and evil deeds done on earth. And number 7, eternal progress open to every soul. So these are the 7 principles of spiritualism. We're going to talk about principle number 4 today, which is the continuous existence of the human soul. So we're going to take this reading from chapter 4 on the 4th principle, the continuous existence of the human soul, from the philosophy of spiritualism. Hold on a second, Bob got put on his not his sunglasses, my reading glasses. I have multiple glasses. Okay. All right, so it says here, the 4th principle of spiritualism affirms the belief that life continues beyond physical existence. In considering the idea of continuous existence, the starting point on this journey of exploration and understanding is an appreciation that there is a divine life force which created mankind and which sustains and maintains it. Man is an integral part of this divine life force, and it is impossible to consider this life force never having been in existence, as it is to consider it ever ceasing to exist. It is, because of its nature, continuous. If God is continuous and mankind is an inseparable part of God, then man can do nothing other than accept the idea that human life also is continuous. So I'll stop there because it's a whole chapter on this. But basically what it says is that we share in that divine life of God. In the American Church of Spiritualism, they call God infinite intelligence, and that they say that we are part of infinite intelligence. And so each human mind is capable of attuning to infinite intelligence. We share in the essence and mind of God himself or herself or their selves, however you define God, the Great Spirit. And so we know that, through spiritualism, that these souls continue to exist. The truth is, no one ever really dies. We simply change form. So if you've been wondering today, will I live beyond the grave? We of the spiritualist movement say absolutely yes, you will. Anyways, don't take my word for it. We're going to have a seance today, and hopefully we will open the door and connect with some spirits. as a trance channel or a trance medium, I go into a trance and the spirits literally come in and overshadow my consciousness. They take temporary control, and this is the key word, the important word, temporary. This is not a possession, though some would see it and say, oh my God, Bob's being possessed. No, I am allowing the spirit entities that are present to temporarily merge into my body's energy field and control it for the sake of bringing their voices through. So I really have no pain. I'm quite comfortable. I feel like I'm just napping. It's kind of like when you're watching television, you're falling asleep, you kind of hear some of the story, but you're not really connected. That's what it's like when I channel. So what I would have you do if you were here in my home, which really in a sense you are virtually, I'd just have you pull up your chairs and we'd sit in a circle together. And I'd bring down the lights as I go into trance. So pull up your chairs here to your computer and know that you are virtually with us in our circle. I'm going to take down the lights now and I'm going to go settle down into trance. So I will see you when I get back. All right, we're going to work in red light tonight because that's the light that's more conducive for my trance work. So I'll see you when I get back. Oh, there we go. I think we've got control of the medium's vibration. Well, top of the day to you. This is Fletcher. I'm glad to be back with you, all of you. Oh, I see a lot of soul glow out there. There's a lot of people who are growing closer in the spirit. From our vantage point, we can look upon the earth and see a glow, a luminosity that comes from your world. Your world and our world are quite close. We reside in a place called the spirit world, which is the etheric counterpart, the double of your world. Everything that exists on earth exists over here in the spirit world. And when our two worlds come closer, well, it makes it easier for all of us to have a blessed time. We've got a few people be wanting to speak, so I'll be stepping from the medium's body and I'll be letting them come through. This is Fletcher, over and out. Yes, Fletcher, we have attained the medium's vibration. Good evening to all of you. I should perhaps introduce myself. My name is Alfred. I reside in the spirit world. It is a world quite apart from your reality. Yet in some ways it is equally as close as your own knowledge of your own world. For the truth is that the spirit world and the material world are practically the same world, one and the same, though operating at different frequencies. Everything in the cosmos is based upon frequency, based upon vibration. The reason we come through mediums in this way as we are speaking to you is that our normal frequency, our normal oscillation, is that it is a frequency that cannot be perceived by human ears. Were I to step from this medium's vibration, my voice should fade away, because my voice is at a frequency that is beyond the human hearing range. As the vibration increases, the ability for you to grasp this reality fades as if ethers fading in the morning light. For example, to help clarify this point, if you were to look at a fan that blows air through your home, on a hot day you would turn on this fan. If the fan is off, the blades appear solid. You cannot see through them. But as you turn the fan on, the blades seem to almost disappear. It is because you have increased the frequency of the fan blades. As they oscillate and move faster, they become less visible to the human eye, for they have increased their vibration. It is the same thing in the spirit world. When you leave your body, your very consciousness oscillates at a higher frequency than that which is of earth. And so to the world's appearance you are dead, you are simply a shell, a casing. But your true presence, your true energy, will never cease to exist. It was your own earth scientist who said that matter and energy are intertwined, and that they are neither created nor destroyed, only transformed. And so your own consciousness is a form of energy. It will not cease to exist when your body ceases to function, for it is independent of the body, though intertwined with it. Your consciousness can maintain its reality, its vibrancy, separate from the body. Many great yogis upon the earth understood this principle, and they could leave their bodies at will and see things at a distance. They could travel in their consciousness to faraway lands and describe them in detail. This is one of the faculties of consciousness. It truly is not limited by the human body. Though for all intents and purposes, whilst on earth, many people associate their consciousness with the body, and do make the error in assuming that when the body ceases to exist, the consciousness ceases to exist. But the two are quite independent of each other. It is true that consciousness can impinge upon the body and affect it to a degree, but the true consciousness is independent of the physical brain. The physical brain is an apparatus that oscillates at a lower frequency to maintain control of the physical body and the physical actions. But the true mind is independent of the brain. So know that you have consciousness on two levels. In the spirit world, consciousness exists at varying degrees. There are souls at even higher degrees and realities that are beyond that even which I know. In the spirit world, the human soul is always progressing. It moves upwards, 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 forever. If a human soul arrives here in the spirit world is not prepared to move upwards, it will not be forced. It is always at your own free will. Though there are spirits here who will encourage you and invite you to climb the ladder of light, as we call it here. The ladder of light leads you upwards higher. You might think of it almost as a spiral staircase, for you're always ascending and going higher. The souls at the highest frequencies can come down and visit us at the lower frequencies, but we cannot ascend to them until we have done the soul progress, the work that is necessary. What is soul progress, you ask? It is the decision to align oneself with the higher self, with the true self that is closer to divinity. God, or the Great Spirit, or infinite intelligence, as it were, is infused in every soul. But a soul is not forced to receive this presence unless it wants to. It is human free will that allows one to open oneself to the spiritual truths and realities. If a soul wishes to remain ignorant and in darkness, so shall it be. For even God himself does not force his presence. It is always a choice of free will. So if today you have doubts about the spirit world, and you're doubting that you will exist beyond the grave, let my voice coming to you today remind you that souls exist beyond the physical body, and that the physical body is only an instrument to allow the manifestation and growth of the soul. Your life on earth is limited to 100 years if you're fortunate. But you know deep within yourselves, even if you have no conscious belief in an afterlife, in the spirit world, an eternal soul, somehow you believe that you will go on. For those who say, well, I shall die and simply fall asleep and rot in the ground, deep within you know that this is not true. Humankind was built with an inbred knowing, a consciousness that it would survive death. And so do not sear your conscience to this truth. Consider that you will continue, but ask yourself, how shall I continue, and where shall I go after I quit this body? You shall go to the spirit world. But the spirit world is only attainable to the degree to which you have developed and earned the right to be in that certain sphere. Do not think that you will die and become an angel or become a high and powerful saint unless you have earned that through your earthly life. No, like most humans, you shall come here, you shall be received, you shall be educated. All humans who come to the spirit world are put in, I suppose I would call it an orientation program, or a night school, if you will, where they again have to learn the basics of life. When you resided here in the spirit world before taking on your earthly lifetime, you knew of this world and you knew of the earth realm. You understood much. But when you go to the earth, the veil is put over you. You become forgetful. And when you return, you're still in a forgetful mode, and so must gradually be awakened to the truth of eternal life. For those souls who resist coming here, again, as I say, they are not forced. But in time they will wander around in darkness or ignorance, and eventually tire of it. And at that point they shall seek higher truth and knowledge, and there will be spirit people who will come to them at that time, and bring them knowledge and hope and healing. Do not be as such souls, for they struggle much. Begin your spiritual discussion, your spiritual life now. If you begin now to carry on the spiritual realities, if you begin to face that truth, you will find that upon your earthly death, you shall have no problem transitioning to our world. The spirit world is vast and unlimited, and you can explore it and examine that. But again, you must prepare now. Make it a point to commune with our world. You may call upon us, meditate upon us, read books about our world. Our two worlds are inextricably linked. They will not be separated. And they never have been, nor shall they be forever. So for those who do not have faith or understanding, then acquire knowledge. The intellectual part of your mind may have trouble accepting this reality. And for those who are intellectuals, we do not ask you to deny your intellectuality, but we invite you to study the phenomena of spiritualism. We of the spirit world have given many fine evidences of our reality that have been tested and studied by the scientific realm, by the scientists of your day and days past. Understanding the principles of physics apply here in the spirit world, but they are greatly, vastly expanded beyond that which you know. So if you cannot have faith, then have knowledge, and knowledge will serve you well and open your mind and will allow growth here. I thank you for receiving me today, and I hope that I have brought to you some insight upon our world, the spirit world. Fletcher says there are others who wish to speak, so I shall not beleaguer the point, and I shall exit the body. Do call upon me. My name is Alfred. Greetings, my dears. My name is Rose. My dears, when I have this opportunity to come to you, I am so greatly overjoyed. Whenever I listen to Alfred, I think to myself, what a fine and wise man he is. Over here in the spirit world, there are many opportunities to expand your mind, to expand your heart, and to be of service to not only those who reside here, but to those of the earth who are struggling to find their way. There is no rest in the spirit world in the sense that you sit on a cloud and play a harp all day. I know many people say, well, I don't want to go to heaven. It sounds boring. Everybody plays harps and sits around all day. My dear, the spirit world is not like the Elysian fields of ancient Greece. Life here is much more dynamic than that of earth. Here people are challenged to become educated, to become knowledgeable and wise. If on earth you did not have the opportunity to learn to read, let's say that you were from a very poor family and never had the opportunity to go to school or to learn. Well, in the spirit world, you have all the opportunities to learn. Here exist in our world vast libraries of knowledge. We have books if you like books, but we also have beautiful machines that allow you to understand history. There are scanning devices that allow you to actually see history as it unfolded. Some talk of the Akasha, the Akashic records, and I suppose one could say that that is what is available here. Everything that has ever passed upon the earth is recorded here in the ethers and is accessible for those wishing to learn. And so, my dears, I invite you to consider that which you have lacked upon earth will be available to you in spirit. Some of you on earth desired to go to university, to study and receive advanced degrees, but circumstances on the earth led you to not follow that. Perhaps you had to leave university or never began. In the spirit world, you will have all of those opportunities to make up for the losses and lack which you had upon the earth. If you were an orphaned child on the earth and did not have the support and love of a family, over here you will be assigned to beings who will guide you as family and love you and protect you and nurture you and admonish you. They will help you to form those parts of yourself that were left unformed on earth. If you were heartbroken on earth and bereft and love fled from you, here you will be able to meet a partner who is your true soulmate and understand relationship in an even higher way. Love is the predominating energy of our world, and if you will allow love to permeate your being, then you will be in harmony with our world. There are no sorrows here or hatreds or petty jealousies. I should correct myself, my dears, in saying that there is some sorrow in the spirit world. The sorrow of regret, the sorrow of a life wasted. My dears, even though I operate in a beautiful realm now of light and love, I still recognize my own flaws and how I did not use my earthly life to do good as much as I could have. And so, my dears, I do carry with me the regret of that. But know that for all the regrets that you have, there are opportunities to heal those wounds, to bind up the sorrows, and to have a new beginning, a beginning of joy, a beginning of hope. Here the infinite intelligence is our very soul life. God, as it were, is everything here. We do nothing outside of the divine will, and if we are wise, we grow in closer harmony and vibration to it. As Fletcher and Alfred were speaking earlier of the spirit world vibration, it is true that over here you can only go to the level of the spirit world to which you are prepared. If you arrive here and find yourself in a lower frequency, do not fear, for there will be spirit guides to come and help raise your energy. As I have told you, you will have opportunities to learn and to make up for that which you lacked in your earthly life. If in your earthly life you never had the opportunity to be nourished by good food, if you were poor and could not eat hardly, when you first come to the spirit world, you will be allowed to eat, to experience the sense of fullness. Oh no, my dears, I must be honest and tell you that in time you will lose that desire to eat food, for here we live truly by the light of divinity. We do not need food or even oxygen here. In fact, it's the strangest thing, after a while being here, I realized that I never truly breathed as I did on earth. Oh, we have lungs and body parts and all of that, but Our consciousness permeates all things, and so the needs of the body are not the same here as they are on earth. Oh, and as I said, if you loved food on earth and never had it, you can have all your favorite foods here. But in time you will even find that you no longer desire that, for you'll become so wrapped in service to those here and to those on the earth that will be your food. Your nourishment will be love and service. And in time you will forget those earthly things that so fascinated you. The unnecessary things of luxuries and the indulgences of the flesh. They're all met here. But soon you will weary of them and be done with that. So do not fear that coming to heaven means you lose your joys, my dear. Here they are multiplied 100-fold. But in time you learn that it is really love that is the true luxury here, not fine foods or fine clothes or mansions, though all of those exist. It is love that you reside in that is your true nourishment. Fletcher says our medium's power is starting to fade, and so I do not wish to overtax his body. But I do thank you, my dears, for allowing me to come here today. I do ever so much hope that you will stay close to me, call upon me, say, Rose, please help me. I'm trying to understand and connect to the spirit world, and if you do, I shall be with you, my dears. Know that those of us who reside here are only a whisper away. Call upon us, and we shall serve you. Oh dear, it does seem that the power is starting to fade, and I feel myself starting to fade with it. And so I shall return to our world, to the spirit world. But know that I will be here, and I shall call upon all of you. And I look forward to being your friend, your confidant, and your mentor. There the power's going, and I do think that I'm going with it. Well, Tubies, I'm back from my trance, and I tell you, I always feel so good when I channel because I touch into the higher realms and they touch into me. There's a wonderful exchange of love and power. I hope you've enjoyed our seance today, and I thank you for being here. If you've enjoyed this, make sure to be here every Saturday where we gather for our Saturday seance and learn from the spirits and the guides and angels and loved ones. Well, guys, listen, help me out, please. Like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe. Be part of our channel and be here every day. We put out a video every day. Oh, also, don't forget, be here tomorrow on Sunday night because we're going to have a live stream Sunday night hangout. That's right. I'm going to gather, share my ideas, just hang out and fun. We'll have some live psychic readings, so come and bring your psychic questions. And in the chat, you can type your questions and I'll answer your questions. So I look forward to being here with you tomorrow night for our our Sunday night hangout. And I thank you for being here. I love you guys. Tell me in the box below, did you learn anything new from the spirits today? Did they inspire you and uplift you? I want to hear your thoughts. So put it in the comments below. Guys, listen, I love you. We'll see you back here tomorrow for our Sunday night hangout. And until then, may all of you always blessed be.